Our next student is Sean Eilers, and Sean attends the Scattergood Friends School in West Branch. He's the son of Amy and Michael Eilers, and his project is Aquaponics for Schools.
Hello everyone, my name is Sean Eilers. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today about my project Aquaponics for Schools. So what is aquaponics? Let me start by defining aquaponics. Most people have heard of fish farming or aquaculture. With fish farming, you grow fish in a system that recirculates water. On the other hand, hydroponics is growing plants without soil. I have combined these two methods of food production to create what is known as aquaponics. So, let me change the slide. This diagram shows how aquaculture and hydroponics work together in an aquaponics system. The fish grow in a tank and produce ammonia with their waste. Bacteria breaks down the ammonia first into nitrates and then into nitrites, and then into nitrates. The water is pumped up into the plant grow bed, where the plants use the nitrates for nutrients. The plants use the nitrates and filters the water for the fish, and then the water drains back into the fish tank. As the water is circulated from the fish tank to the grow bed, oxygen enters the system, which benefits the fish and the plants. I would like to see aquaponic systems used in our schools. Most schools would benefit from year-round fresh produce, which would improve school lunches and the health of students. Aquaponics also produces local food, eliminating transportation expense. It is sustainable and organic, which all helps the health of our earth. Aquaponics can also provide a learning environment for students in the science classroom and also teach students about sustainability. So what are my project goals? The goal of my project is to create an aquaponic system for Scattergood. Scattergood has a large organic farm, but living in Iowa, you cannot grow fresh produce in the winter months. My project is a proof of concept project that, if successful, could be replicated to produce enough capacity to provide Scattergood with fresh produce year-round. Last spring, when I was developing my plan, I wanted to use scrap materials at Scattergood, such as old tanks and gutters. As I researched the aquaponic system, I decided to use a flood and drain aquaponic system, which would require some different materials. I changed my plan to use low-cost materials that I could find at a local farm and building supply store. By using this approach, I created a system that Scattergood could replicate to expand capacity at a reasonable price. So this summer I built the aquaponics system in the science building basement. You can see some of the materials I used in these pictures. I used concrete blocks and lumber for a stand and Rubbermaid stock tanks for the fish tank and grow bed. I ordered the water pump and bell siphon from an online aquaponics store. The bell siphon is interesting. When the water reaches a certain level, the siphon triggers and all the water in the grow bed flushes down into the fish tank. This process happens continuously, which circulates the water between the fish tank and the grow bed. Here's a picture of the full system in its early stages. The grow bed is full of a grow media, which is expanded clay pellets. The grow media is important, as you need to use a soilless medium that does not affect the pH of the water. You can also see the grow lights. I ordered these from an online store. So the way I started the plants in my aquaponics system is I use leafy greens because they're a good type of plant to start with in your aquaponics system. In this picture, you can see close-up pictures of the grow media and the seedlings. You can start leafy greens by simply scattering the seeds over the grow media. Today the aquaponics system at Scattergood is going through a transition. I decided to finish my senior year of high school at my home in West Des Moines, so I donated the aquaponics system to Scattergood. I worked with Scattergood staff to train them on the aquaponics system, and now a current Scattergood student is learning about aquaponics and plans to use the system for an agricultural research project. I believe that aquaponics is a... Just fix that. Go back. Right. I believe aquaponics is a great project for the Uncommon Student Award. Herbert Hoover would have liked aquaponics systems. Aquaponics can be used to grow your own food all year round. This is the spirit of American individualism. Also, aquaponics would have been very helpful for the Belgian people during World War I, as it could have helped them be more self-sufficient with their food needs and would have helped support the Belgian relief effort. Thank you again to the Herbert Hoover Presidential Foundation for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you very much for your presentation. With your aquaponics, now who is Scattergood? Is that the school you were going to? Okay, I apologize, I should have read that on your bio. I would like to know what fish that you were proposing to raise in your aquaponics, and then also how many gallons of water is transitioned during the day for the particular tanks that you have?
Well, the types of fish that are typically used in aquaponics are fish that can handle a little bit of a variation in pH and that grow relatively quickly. A very common fish is tilapia, but since a large focus at Scattergood Friends School is preservation of nature and the environment, I decided to grow bluegill and catfish, which I could introduce to some of the ponds at Scattergood, as opposed to just eating them as they were. And to answer your other questions, my tank was a 100-gallon tank, and for every 5 gallons of water you can have one fish. That's typically what they say. So those 100 gallons are constantly circulated through the system throughout the day and night, because there's only one pump system used. The bell siphon is a wireless system that allows it to be done very inexpensively. And what was the rest of your question?
Oh, you covered it. I also, what was your oxygen source for your fish in their tanks?
Well, plants, just through their respiration, produce oxygen. And also because it was constantly circulating, when the water kind of pounds into, when the water is released through the bell siphon and it pounds back into the regular, and it drains back into the regular thing, it absorbs some oxygen from the air as it moves through it.
So have you gone through a cycle yet? Have you grown a crop of lettuce or anything yet?
Yes, we did. It's still in the early stages. It takes at least a month for the pH to be regulated, which is very important for the fish. So we were not able to introduce the fish yet, but that will be soon. And we're growing lettuce and basil, which are growing very rapidly.
Cool, great.
If things are grown in this environment, does everything have a fish taste?
No, they do not.
They do not.
That's not an issue. No.
Okay. Any other questions? Well, thank you very much for your presentation. We appreciate it.